Kraven the Hunter was a failure for Sony. Not only did this movie get some really bad reviews, but it also did poorly at the box office. It started with an $11 million opening, which is the lowest ever opening for a Sony Marvel movie. This film was a shit show for Sony. And you have the CEO of Sony upset that Kraven and Madam Web flopped. And this guy blames critics for why these movies failed. Sony Pictures CEO blamed the failure of Kraven and Madam Web on bad reviews. Are you kidding? And then this guy proceeds to say, these are not terrible films. That's very funny. Pass me the blunt, fam. That's very funny. Sony Pictures CEO Tony Vinciquerra blamed critics for the failure of Kraven and Madam Web. He said that the recent Marvel movies were crucified by the press. Vinciquerra said that the studio needs to rethink how they continue the franchise. This guy is dumb. You know, if these Sony movies got so many bad reviews, maybe it's because these movies are not good. And here's the thing. I don't like critics because these guys are phonies. They're frauds. Companies will pay critics to lie and put out fake reviews to the public. Rotten Tomatoes does this. Same thing with Disney and IGN. But when it comes to the reviews on the Sony spin-off movies, I actually agree with the critics. These movies were terrible, man. This CEO doesn't know what he's talking about. He's clueless, he's ignorant, he's dumb. It's clear that this guy is a DEI hire. He's a diversity hire. Fact, he doesn't know shit. He doesn't know what he's talking about. And this guy, instead of owning up to his mistakes, instead of admitting that he made a bad product, he decides to get mad at the public and blame everyone for why his shitty movies failed. Ridiculous. Tony Vinciquerra. We might as well call him Tony Pussyquerra because he's acting like a big pussy. These Sony spin-off movies were shit. And it's funny how this guy says the studio needs to rethink how they continue the franchise. This franchise is no more. Sony is done with these spin-off movies. They're not making these anymore. This Sony spin-off universe was always a stupid idea. Sony ignored the fans. Sony did not want to use Spider-Man. They made movies about Spider-Man villains. They made movies about Spider-Man side characters. But they didn't want to make any movies about Spider-Man. Fucking ridiculous. Tony Pussyquerra can stay mad. These movies were trash. Sony has no one else to blame but themselves. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys are new to my channel, please subscribe, give this video a like, share the video, and I'll see you guys next time.